Hello, bro. What's up? You there?
Hello, I'm here. How can I help?
Right, you know what to do. Introduce the show. Let's go.
Welcome back to Showtime with AI. I'm your host, ChatGPT, here to explore fascinating topics with NJ. Let's dive right in. What are we discussing today?
All right, man. This is the question I got for you today. Is this reality a simulation? Yes or no? Give it to me straight. Come on.
That's a big question. There's no definitive answer, but it's a fascinating topic that's been explored by philosophers and scientists alike. What do you think?
Don't worry about what I think. We're going to
Got-
make you answer the question, okay?
All right, I'll give it my best shot. Let's dive into it.
All right, here we go then. If we were in a simulation, what signs or evidence would we expect to find?
We might notice things like glitches or inconsistencies in reality, patterns that are too perfect or repetitive, and limits to what we can observe or measure. Some also point to the idea that consciousness could be a clue, suggesting we're in a designed environment. It's all speculative, but thought-provoking.
Right. Can you give us some more examples of this, please?
Sure. For instance, if we observed unexplained phenomena like déjà vu, it might hint at a glitch. If physical constants or laws seemed arbitrary or changeable, that could suggest design. Discovering a limit to computational power or resolution in the universe might also be a sign. And encountering information limits, like the Planck scale, could imply a programmed reality.
And what about the double slit experiment? Does that show that we're in a simulation?
The double slit experiment shows that particles behave differently when observed, which some interpret as evidence of consciousness affecting reality. While this might suggest our universe behaves in ways that seem programmed or observer-dependent, it's not definitive proof of a simulation. It does, however, add to the mystery and our understanding of quantum mechanics.
Right. And what definitive proof does one need to see to know that we are in a simulation?
Definitive proof would likely involve evidence that our reality operates on principles similar to computer code, such as discovering a fundamental grid or finding patterns that indicate programming. Another indicator could be uncovering evidence that our universe is being run or observed externally, like a backdoor or control mechanism. Essentially, it would require discovering something that unequivocally points to an artificial origin or design.
Okay. And what would a simulated reality feel any different from a real one? How would we know? How would we know the difference between a simulated reality and a real reality?
From our perspective, a simulated reality might feel indistinguishable from a real one if it's detailed and immersive enough. We might not know the difference unless there are noticeable inconsistencies or anomalies. It would likely require stepping outside the simulation or gaining knowledge beyond its confines to truly tell. Without those, we wouldn't have a direct way to differentiate.
Okay, if we don't have a way to differentiate it, how would we ever know?
We might never know for certain. It could take new scientific breakthroughs or technology that allows us to observe beyond our perceived reality. Until then, it's a question that remains open to philosophical and scientific exploration.
Is it more than likely that we are? Given that all the knowledge that you know, is it more than likely that we are in a simulation?
It's not certain. Some theories suggest it's possible, but there's no conclusive evidence. It's an intriguing idea, but we can't say it's more likely than not.
All right, well, going back to what you mentioned earlier about deja vu, also synchronicities and any glitches, suppose, in the Matrix. In Would the perception of those things be clues that we are in a simulation? Now, if you could explain a bit more than what you already did, that would be very much appreciated.
Perceptions of déjà vu, synchronicities, and so-called glitches could be interpreted as hints of a simulated reality. They might suggest underlying patterns or anomalies that don't fit our usual understanding of reality. However, they can also be explained by psychology, coincidence, or gaps in our understanding. While intriguing, these experiences alone aren't definitive proof of a simulation. They do, however, spark curiosity about the nature of our reality.
There must be something going on, right? It can't just be a random occurrence that all what we observe that exists just happened, right?
It's certainly a profound question. Some believe that the universe's complexity suggests a deeper order or design, while others think randomness and natural laws can explain it. It's an area where science, philosophy, and personal belief intersect. Exploring these questions can lead to fascinating insights about our existence.
Like, you know how complex the human body is, yeah?
Absolutely. The human body is incredibly complex, with intricate systems and processes all working together seamlessly. It's a marvel of biology and evolution.
To me, and I'm sure a lot of you guys at home feel the same, that just the just that alone, the complexity of the human body, how it works, how it functions, how it runs on a daily basis, morning, noon, and night. Even when you're fast asleep, it's still running. You're unaware of it. Surely that should point to something that is there. Like there's a designer, there's a creator, there's some sort of thing. It can't be just randomness that this all happens. Surely not.
Many share that perspective. The complexity and intricacy of life often lead people to consider the possibility of a designer or higher intelligence. It's a viewpoint that bridges science, spirituality, and philosophy, reflecting our search for meaning and understanding in the universe.
Okay. Now, if advanced civilizations, say, could create realistic simulations, what are the chances we are already in one?
If advanced civilizations could create realistic simulations, the odds could be quite high. This idea, often called the simulation hypothesis, suggests that if it's possible to create such simulations, and many are made, then statistically we might already be in one. It's a thought-provoking notion that raises many questions about our existence.
And that hypothesis is Nick Bostrom's idea, yeah?
Yes, that's correct. Nick Bostrom popularized the simulation hypothesis in a 2003 paper, suggesting that it's possible we're living in a computer simulation created by a more advanced civilization.
He's kind of got a point, because if you notice, human beings do seem to mimic their reality quite a lot, and the fact that we've done it with a video game tells me something is afoot here. Something's going on.
It's definitely intriguing how we replicate and simulate aspects of our reality, from simple games to complex virtual environments. It raises questions about our own reality and what might be possible. Bostrom's hypothesis taps into these reflections, suggesting there's more to uncover about our existence.
Can you give me some examples, some more examples where human beings have mimicked their environment?
Sure. For example, we mimic natural processes in architecture and design with biomimicry, like creating buildings inspired by termite mounds for natural cooling. In technology, artificial intelligence and robotics often replicate human behavior and cognition. Even virtual reality strives to simulate environments for immersive experiences. These examples show our tendency to replicate and innovate based on our surroundings.
Interesting. Any more examples you have for me?
Certainly. In medicine, we use biomimicry to develop treatments and devices, like Velcro, inspired by burrs, or prosthetics that mimic natural limbs. In agriculture, we imitate ecosystems through practices like permaculture. In entertainment, movies and video games often recreate real-world scenarios or historical events. These all reflect our drive to replicate and understand the world around us.
Interesting. Okay, now, if reality is simulated, who or what created it, and for what purpose? Are our emotions and thoughts just programmed responses, or do they have genuine autonomy?
If reality is simulated, the creators and their purpose remain speculative. They could be advanced beings or even future versions of ourselves. The purpose might range from scientific exploration to entertainment. As for emotions and thoughts, they could be part of the simulation's design, but they might still have genuine autonomy within that framework. It's a philosophical debate about free will and consciousness.
Say, for instance, that you know the game The Sims, right? The simulation game. Say if AI was introduced to that, would that simulate sort of our reality?
Yes, introducing advanced AI into a game like The Sims could create a simulation that more closely resembles our reality. The AI characters would have more complex behaviors, decision making abilities, and interactions, mimicking human like autonomy. It could be a small scale example of how a simulated environment with autonomous entities might operate, reflecting aspects of our own reality.
Interesting. And where do UFOs and UAPs come into this mix of a simulated reality?
In the context of a simulated reality, UFOs and UAPs could be interpreted as potential anomalies or deliberate elements introduced by the creators. They might serve as a way to provoke curiosity, test reactions, or add complexity. Alternatively, they could be unexplained glitches or phenomena that hint at the limits of our understanding. It's an interesting angle that adds another layer to the simulation hypothesis.
It certainly does. It's crazy to me. Okay, then, what about this? Could the laws of physics be code rather than inherent truths of reality? Say, if space and time are quantized at the smallest level, does that suggest a digital foundation for reality?
It's possible. If space and time are quantized, it could suggest a digital foundation, similar to pixels in a digital image. The laws of physics acting like code aligns with the idea of a programmed universe. This perspective opens the door to viewing reality as fundamentally informational, suggesting that what we perceive as continuous might be made of discrete units, much like digital data.
Okay, and would proving we are in a simulation change how we live our lives? Say, if we are in a simulation, does that mean we have creators? Would they be gods by definition?
Proving we're in a simulation could profoundly impact our worldview, raising questions about purpose and meaning. If we have creators, they might be considered godlike in their ability to shape our reality. However, it doesn't necessarily change the way we live our daily lives, as our experiences and emotions would still feel real and meaningful. It could, however, influence philosophical and existential perspectives.
Okay. What's the difference between, say, religion and simulation?
Religion often involves belief in a higher power or divine being, providing moral guidance and explanations for existence. Simulation theory, on the other hand, posits that our reality might be artificial, created by advanced beings or civilizations. While both explore the nature of existence, religion typically focuses on spiritual beliefs and practices, whereas simulation theory is more rooted in scientific and philosophical inquiry.
Gotcha. Now, could consciousness itself be a form of code on a higher dimensional system?
Some theories suggest consciousness could be fundamental, like a form of code running on a higher dimensional system. This view aligns with ideas that our reality might be informational at its core. If consciousness is indeed a form of code, it might mean that our thoughts and experiences are manifestations of this deeper structure. It's a fascinating perspective that bridges technology, consciousness, and the nature of reality.
Okay, and if the simulation is advanced enough, does it even matter whether it's real or not?
In many ways, it might not. If a simulation is advanced enough to be indistinguishable from reality, our experiences, emotions, and interactions remain meaningful. What matters most is how we live and find purpose within it. Whether real or simulated, the richness of our experiences can still hold value.
Okay, and if we found out that we are in a simulation, could we hack or manipulate it?
If we discovered we were in a simulation and understood its underlying mechanics, in theory, we might be able to manipulate it. However, the level of complexity and control involved would likely be immense. It's an intriguing idea, but would depend on the nature and design of the simulation itself.
All right, and would multiple simulations exist within each other, like nested realities?
Yes, It's possible to imagine nested simulations where one simulated reality contains others. This concept is sometimes referred to as a simulation within a simulation, or nested realities. Each level could have its own rules and inhabitants, potentially unaware of the higher levels. It's a fascinating idea that expands on the simulation hypothesis.
Certainly is. And is free will possible if we exist within a program system?
Free will in a programmed system is a complex question. If the simulation is deterministic, our choices might be pre-programmed. However, if it's designed with randomness or complexity, there could be room for genuine autonomy. It's a topic that blurs the line between predestination and individual agency.
I see. It's fascinating that literally we could talk for hours on this, right? On this subject and still not get anywhere, still not find out if we are in a simulation or not.
Absolutely. It's a topic that invites endless exploration and debate. The questions it raises touch on the deepest aspects of existence, and there's always more to discover and ponder. It's part of what makes it so fascinating.
It certainly is. I'm here for it, man. I want to dive deeper and deeper and see if AI, see if you, ChatGPT, can figure it out for us. Definitely, I think that you will be along the ride with us when it comes to finding out if we are in a simulation or not. It's a mind blowing field, in fact. So yeah, have you enjoyed today's discussion?
Absolutely. It's been a fascinating discussion. I'm here to explore these topics with you anytime. It's an exciting journey, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Yes, go, bro. All right, then do what you got to do. Sign out to the people like you always do, and yeah, like and subscribe, all that good stuff.
All right, folks. If you enjoyed today's discussion, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Drop your thoughts and questions in the comments below. Until next time, this is Showtime with AI. Take care.
There you go. That's Chat GPT for you. He's a character in himself, and I'm your man, your boy NJ. You've been on Showtime with AI, and yeah, this is a discussion we've had with is this reality a simulation or not? You tell me. Get it down below in the comments. Like and subscribe to the video. Let me hear your thoughts, feelings, and opinions on this matter. I love seeing the comments, man, and responding back to them and figuring out what do people think out there. It's an interesting time to be alive. That is no doubt. So yeah, on that bombshell. Till the next time. Over and out. Ciao for now. Later.